Hi guys, and welcome back to a new episode of Grenzenlos, your dance podcast, to a fucking spontaneous episode today. I'm here with Mario. I actually met him 2 days ago at a party, so our space today is sponsored by Teeny, by the way, with all the family pictures from Jamal and her in the background. So shout out to you at this point, and also guys, we have an episode with Teeny as well, but it's 2 years ago, so you need to scroll down a little bit. So did you want to introduce you? Oh no. You know what? Let me try to introduce you.
Whoa.
Based on what I got to know about you the last 2 days.
Alright.
Okay, so guys, this is Mario. He's from Sweden, but actually he's... Do you say Chilean? How do you say it in English? Chileno? Chilean.
Oh, Chileno.
From Chile, yeah. I don't know how you say it in English. He's a dancer, choreography, exactly. Choreographer. Music producer as well. Focused mainly on hip-hop, right? Freestyle, yes. And he's a Scorpio, by the way, as well. So one of the toxic ones. That's the best information in the beginning, of course. And his favorite German words are Bastian, alter Schwede, and Verstopfung. And I don't really get that. That's basically the phrases I heard most from you the past days. That's the phrases I heard most about you.
Wonderful words.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. How did I do?
That
was on point, right?
Yeah. So, I'm into hip hop. I teach a lot. I've been having the luck to have a really nice career and meet wonderful people along the way. And those are the three elements that I do: dancing, beat making, and rapping. I'm a little rap crew. I'm a little dance crew. I'm a little. No, beat making crew and the rap crew is the same.
Okay.
Yeah. But do some events sometimes and living that project life.
Yeah, I have not heard you rap yet.
Oh!
I want to hear you rap afterwards. No, but
trying to filter out the curse words.
You don't even have to. No. We had a workshop yesterday actually where you put. How do you call this thingy? Hi, Jamal. How did you call this thingy? You said, I don't remember the name of the thing.
Of the concept.
Of the machine you brought.
Yeah.
What was the name of that?
Yeah. Switch to so I brought two machines.
Say hello to.
Yeah. It was the MPC 1000. There's a sampler, records sounds, and he manipulates sounds, chops, and put them together so you can make beats. It's a little older, and then I brought a little new one called SP404 MK2. This one is a little more modern, and it can sample, it can chop, it can record, of course, and it has live effects. So if you ever want to DJ your stuff, you can do that as well. And it's pretty known for the effects that it has. The other one is more known for the character that it has, and it's older. That was the latest shit when it came out, right? And those two combined together, it's a really good combo to use in class and to produce. And then my laptop or my phone can do the rest of the things that those can't do, like finding sources of inspiration that you can take snap pieces of music, right? The thing with with having machines like that is to try to get away from the computer. So there's a conversation right now called DAWless producing. So trying to get away as much as you can from the apps and the different digital audio workstations that we usually work with, just to find another way of creating music. An alternative for that would be having a guitar and a guitar pedal, or there's a million ways to make music, right? So but the machines are pretty fun. I like to combine everything though.
It's interesting because I'm so not familiar with the vocabulary and everything. I have no idea about music producing, The only thing, I can write some songs on my piano, but that's fine. That's everything I can,
That's super nice.
Nobody ever heard something, but yeah.
But did you create songs on the piano? It's
creative. I don't know, just besides dancing, if I'm, you need to have other stuff to get your mind off. So that's the thing that I do.
Yeah.
So I don't know, to focus a little bit on something else, but. So guys, there's nothing out there for me to hear, so don't try. Don't try. But I really loved, we had a class yesterday. It was Hyper Weekend, by the way, guys. So shout out to them as well. That's why Mario is here. So another sponsoring. I loved your class, that you brought your machines. I'm gonna call them machines because yeah. I don't have the vocabulary. However, you know what the thing was? We all got we had to queue up in a line and we were producing some beats together, okay? To, I don't know, try to push some buttons and get the rhythm and whatever.
You were good, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I actually loved it. I was like, I want to do more of that.
Yeah.
I actually loved that. It was really interesting because it's like, you know, dancing to a beat is one thing.
Yeah.
But like hitting the buttons and like, you know what was the most difficult for me, because I'm like a person who hurries a lot. Because I'm getting like, you know, I'm always getting faster and faster. I'm a person that lives really fast, you know.
A rusher.
So, yeah, a rusher, exactly. I'm a rusher, you know. So keeping the same MPM to hold the thing, it was like, okay, focus on that one, focus on that one. But like, you know, everybody in the queue, we all got so nervous. We're like, we don't know where to push. Well, how do we push? How does that feel? How do you, you know? Because it's just like you just need to push it. But we were also nervous of touching this thing. We're like,
I can see the nervousness coming to people when you are getting closer and closer to your turn, and all you need to do is actually push a button.
Yeah, but you need to push a button in the right rhythm, in the right, you know, Reihenfolge, whatever the word is.
Yeah.
In the right, you know, so I don't know, but I actually loved that it was such a theoretical class, because to be honest, I came there and I came pretty spontaneously, because also at the party we went to, I did not plan to go to Hyper Weekend. Because I don't know, I knew it was happening, but I didn't quite get, I don't know, the date when it was happening. I was just like a little bit, you know.
A little off.
Yeah.
Exactly. And look how good of a time you had.
Yeah, I had an amazing time. Like, for real, you know, like the past weekend was so spontaneous because I stayed, I don't know if you know, but like Ellie and like Daniel and 2 other girls and me, we went to a playground at 5 a.m. after that party as well. So I stayed, like I said goodbye with you guys like at 3, and then I stick there for another 2 hours. I don't know. It was so much fun. And then you had your workshops and whatever. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go, because I really love the people, you know. Yeah. So yeah, and also like I paid for your class. I came there and I had no idea what you're gonna do, to be honest. Yeah. I didn't even read the description. I'm so sorry. I think it's gonna be a hip hop freestyle class. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna be fine, you know. And then somebody told me like, oh yeah, we're gonna do like producing beats. I was like, what are we gonna do? Like, what? I need to do something.
Come again?
Like what? I need to like. I don't need to just dance now.
You know, I remember your expression.
Did you remember now?
Yeah, I'm really observant of the students, how they react to different stuff.
Okay, what did I do? Okay, impression. Let's go.
You were sitting with your legs crossed like this.
Wow, how
leaning
observant.
forward and be like, with an open mouth and be like, totally like super hyper focused. And so focused that even when something was funny, everybody was laughing. You were still in the same position.
I was laughing as well.
I know, I caught some. but it was sometimes you were like totally into it, like, and it felt like, keep going. Again, it might be the Russian. Your tempo.
I don't know. I think I generally was a little too, because to be honest, like most of you guys know, I'm like more in the choreo scene than in the freestyle scene, or like, I don't know, my level in freestyling is not as high as like in choreo, you know. So I was like generally nervous in this class because I was like, I haven't been with my freestyle people friends for quite some while, you know. So I wasn't like, you know, so used to it anymore, and I was like, okay, you know, I don't know, I think it's gonna be a freestyle class, only freestyle people, and I feel like the little choreo person on the right there. You know, when you were asking people, who likes to freestyle, I don't know, in contemporary, who that style, you're like, who likes to freestyle in chorus? I was like, I was like, hi. You know, that was me. I don't know. So it's generally like a little nervous because I haven't been to freestyle classes in some time, you know. So I was like...
But you did great.
Oh, thank you.
I think you might have a little bit too much of a prestige there. but you're doing great.
Oh, no, that's so cute. That's so cute. Yeah, it's just like, you know, I think like many people can relate as well. If you have like, if you're more focused on the choreo scene or whatever, or like not say choreo scene, if you're like in the performing field of dance, to really let loose and be like, oh, I don't need to perform. I don't need to really look good and look into the camera and be like, look good all the time. It's like to let that go. If you're so used to it, it's like it takes you a second.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the day, I was super loose. I was so like relaxed. Also in Mathias' house class afterwards, I was having so much fun. I was so loose, But like it took me a while. So, but the thing is, when I was sitting there, I'm sure I was laughing. Okay, but
yes, you were.
You did it. You did it in a really fun way. Okay, I really loved your character. If those videos are somewhere out there because they filmed, I don't know. You need to go watch that videos because. It was so nice.
What was it?
With Mario, it was like such a character. I don't know. Yeah. You could be like a teacher, but one of the good ones.
Thank you so much.
So however, my point was, everything you told us, I was real like, okay, there's so much knowledge on the other side right now. So I guess, yes, I was pretty focused because I was like, of course in the choreo scene we do work with musicality, but I think you guys in the freestyle scene, you have like a different approach that is really like, like, differentiating the layers, getting to know all the layers. In choreography, we're like, okay, let's try to listen to the sound we're dancing now to, but like interpreting it with your body, getting your, it's like, I think it's a different approach. And like, don't get me wrong, I think a lot of people in choreo scene have that as well, but for me, it's like learning from your freestyle people. It's, for me, still another thing than learning it in a choreo class, to listen to the music. So I was like, okay, there's so much knowledge. This is a theoretical class. I paid my money for that. Let's focus.
Yeah.
So maybe it was that. I did not mean to be mean. So I was really...
You were not. You were really good.
I was not mean.
but
I was a little nervous and stressed, but I was focused.
I think it's super interesting that you said the like it has it is of course two different art forms, the art of freestyling and stuff, but what I personally think I really like when I get to the realm of how my choreos will help my freestyle, and how my freestyle will help my choreos, because both can actually help each other.
Yeah.
Because my mentor, he wasn't necessarily a freestyle dancer like that, like in the way that we see freestyle dancers today. He was more of a choreographer and a super picky person. I like to sculpture things, like when he choreographs, he's like in the minimal little, so not there, and like it's super detailed. So, but he likes clubbing. But that kind of, back in the days, it used to limit him a little bit, to get in the mindset of whatever happens, happens. And the realm of whatever happens, as long as you can capture and feel fresh and feel like anything you do is nice, and the song and the clothes and like that package, you get into the zone.
The whole package,
yeah.
You're in your zone, in your flow.
Yeah. But thanks to him as a mentor, I could jump between being super detailed and super free. My free part came from a lot from the elder, just as being a kid and having fun with dancing, right? And the choreography part made me go with a magnifying glass and just check in the details of it.
Yeah. I think we're choreography dancers are really, really, really focused on perfectionating, however, the details.
Yeah.
That's why letting loose is, I think, a little bit harder for us, because we're like, those small details, we want to get them, because otherwise it's going to be not correct.
Yeah.
But like in the freestyle, it's like just dance and like express yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because unless you are a choreographer that thinks with broad pencil draws, that they're like, okay, do 2 times to the right and 1 to the left, and you have room to be pretty free in your choreo. But if you are like one of these dancers that works a lot with details, like. We have been having different periods of times in the world's commercial scene with working with little details. When if it were just back a couple of years ago when people were dancing when Justin Timberlake's when Justin was. Shout out
to the episode with Maya, if you want to hear from a Justin Timberlake dancer, by the way.
Yeah. That's dope.
So that's one of I think the second last episode, so go back there. Okay, please keep going.
Yeah, and by the time it was Marty Kudelka as a choreographer, Misha Gabriel did Crimea River, I guess, and I think even Nick Bass did something. So these guys has really nice layers of details in their choreos. It wasn't super explosive and big, right? It was like smaller and stylish from your own body type of, we don't sweat too much. But then I seen them really push and then become something else. But it was really stylistic, if I would describe it that way. But then now, when I look at some stage performances, people are dancing really physical. And the hype era, the New Jack Swing, the Janet Jacksons, the Teddy Rileys, all those running mans, those crisscross white gigantic. Every dancer looked like stepping out for a bodybuilder. People were super physical back then. So it's fun to see how the different time periods has these different trends.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. I mean, like, especially like if we're talking about the commercial scene, commercial, it's not a style. It's so much like it's developing, like, all the influence. I think, like, for example, now we have like Afro that's influencing a lot,
Yeah.
Back then it was more hip hop, and like it builds up and it's always getting like, different details, different styles. So that's actually also really interesting.
Yeah, especially these times, because I don't think these times happen something that isn't that usual as before. These times, you have different music styles being in this commercial realm.
Yeah.
But dance-wise, there was a time where to be a commercial dancer, you needed to be a jazz dancer.
I would have also like to define commercial. You have like a hip hop jazz bass thingy, and it's like jazz-ish, street jazz. Yeah.
And I asked my friend that dances a lot of some who's in the commercial scene. the thing is that, believe it or not, I used to be in it.
I know you told me.
Yeah,
I wanna hear
weird,
about it. But you told me it's like some years ago, right? It's like a long time already.
I'm not in it anymore that much.
I saw I was going through Instagram before when I was coming here, because I was like, okay, I don't know, go check his Instagram. So like, just in case you don't have topics to talk about it anymore, whatever. I saw a photo of you and Shakira.
Yeah, I've been behind Shakira.
I was like, Shakira, let's go.
Yeah.
That was my mom was like, okay, I think that's what he meant.
Exactly. That, Shakira, and I've done Backstreet Boys.
Oh, no. That's why you wanted to go with Backstreet Boys yesterday.
Oh, no. Sorry. No.
Wait, and some context, we had like Hyper Week games. And there was like one game where it was like each group had to lip sync a song and perform it. And there was like the decision between Miley Cyrus or Backstreet Boys. And you were more a fan of Backstreet Boys. And I was with Miley Cyrus, by the way.
That's our generation. But I haven't even asked you how old you are.
What do you think?
Oh, this is so hard. Are you going to put me in this play?
Okay. Right?
Oh my God. I think you're... Don't kill me. I would say 24.
I'm 20.
You're 20?
I'm 20.
Damn. Yeah. I wish I was 20. With this brain in a 20-year-old body. That would be a good combo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Yeah. My point was generations. When I grew up, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, right? And then
I was also listening to Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys. Just saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like that's far. It's that far apart.
They Madonna it. Madonna is still rocking the stage, but even my parents knew what Madonna was. They listened to Madonna was young. But yeah, so we kind of the boy band era. It was like that phase when Backstreet Boys came out and stuff. But now we have to be clear with something. They didn't call me from the States like, Mario, do you want to be on? It was them coming to do a commercial in Sweden. And instead of bringing thousands of dancers, it wasn't thousands, but like 20 dancers from the States, it's much cheaper to take the dancers in the country. So we stepped up there, represented like an elite of Swedish dancers at that time.
Is your scene in Sweden, do you have a big scene? Industry-wise, generally?
Yes and no. A lot of big stuff has come from Sweden.
Yeah, like you told me with the music producers, right? With the songwriter one. You crushed my world with that one, by the way.
Yeah, like... Oh, I'm sorry.
Guys, he was telling me...
Max Martin.
At 3 a.m. he was telling me that, I don't know, songs like Shake It Off from Taylor Swift, or what else was there? I don't know.
I can pull
Also,
it up.
there were like a lot of, I think also Backstreet Boys,
Yeah.
whatever, a lot of famous songs. They're not written by their artists themselves, but like from this one Swedish guy, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I was living in this perfect bubble world where the artists write their songs themselves.
I would have loved that.
You know, because I've heard a lot of friends of mine, or like her, like singer friends of mine, artists, who tell me, oh, they look up to Taylor Swift, for example, so much because she's such a genius when it comes to songwriting. So that's the picture I had in my head, you know, and I was like, I have no idea about Taylor Swift, to be honest. I'm not like into that scene so much, but like that was my picture before, you know. So yeah, you crushed me well. Okay, let's go. Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Last Friday
this is
night.
a list of Billboard Hot
Yeah.
100
I
first.
Kissed a Girl from, or So What from Pink.
Yeah, these are the only
Yeah.
the first place singles on the Billboard. The number ones that he has been with the team to write.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have everything
Crazy.
for Britney. Hit me one more
Katy
time.
Perry, Pink, Kanye West, Kanye, however you pronounce the name, I still can't.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah. And
Justin Timberlake. Can't Stop the Feeling isn't even from Justin Timberlake. The Weeknd. Coldplay, Ariana Grande.
No.
Yes, and from Ariana Grande is not written by Ariana Grande, guys. Wow.
But I'm pretty sure they write their songs as well.
Yeah,
But
me too.
But
I'm
when you
just
have
surprised.
this big machinery.
But like this one guy, if he wrote so many famous songs, this guy must be rich as hell.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
I would believe this so, but like what I've heard, he would be the first one to be like super dodge that question because what I've heard, he seems like a guy who. Now I'm just guessing over here.
Okay.
He seems like a guy who's trying to dodge the whole spotlight type of thing. He just like to write songs and it works. That is his realm. He just keeps on doing that generation after generation. So, and he's doing great. I mean, I even think I heard that he won some kind of award of most Billboard ones.
I can imagine with that list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But history-wise in dancing, I think the connection to the States has helped a lot. Sweden and the States are really like...
Okay. They're connected.
Yeah,
Good.
and like Spotify is from Sweden in the beginning, I think.
didn't know. Okay.
I would guess something like that. And then if you look at the market of exports, like IKEA, H&M, like these gigantic companies, music exports from ABBA, from Europe, from the state, like it's a lot of stuff coming from Sweden. You have, and this is it's just lucky. Avicii. Oh yeah, rest in peace. We even have our big building, the Globe, where we have all the concerts. It changed name to the Avicii Arena.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a
Crazy.
shout out to him.
Yeah. Okay. So you definitely have like a bigger scene in that way than
Yeah, it's a
Austria
big
because we
mark,
don't
right?
really have like we don't have big artists here. We don't have big stages here, you know? Like besides some Schlager music.
We have some Schlager as well.
You know, I want to ask, do you know what Schlager is?
Of course, and we even
not.
call it Schlager.
Oh, okay.
But with a Swedish accent, Schlager.
Nice. Yeah.
But and a lot of Schlager is coming out because of Eurovision and Melodifestivalen. Sweden has a really big connection to the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah. ABBA.
But
And everything, right? Makes
I
sense,
don't know if you know. Do you know Loreen? Loreen?
Wait.
Euphoria.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how to pronounce. Yeah. Of course I know. Yeah.
So she's from my town.
Oh wow.
And my generation. So we actually be standing on stage together. We're in these culture nights, culture dates and stuff. So, but the market is big, and she has won Eurovision 2 times. So imagine this: you have all these concerts, right, and all these artists. Every time they need dancers.
Yeah, of course. Then the scene is like
Videos.
developing in a different way than here in Austria.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to remember that that's only the commercial place. All the with the streaming stuff and the Netflix stuff and the movies and the. Now, as for the underground scene, I'm not going to be like a spokesmodel for the underground scene, but I am. Underground scene feels like the hip hop community
Yeah.
because Sweden is pretty open-minded when it comes to that, but really, but still really interested of getting information.
Mm-hmm.
If Sweden weren't to be open-minded, they would never have accepted salsa, rock music, hip hop, anything. So Sweden is open-minded because they have a scene for all of these things, and the salsa community is super big in Sweden. People are doing stuff everywhere, even like disco freestyle and Euro stuff and Lindy Hop, like all of those exist. We have Stockholm Tap Festival, which is like the world's biggest tap festival happening in Stockholm. It's and I think this is my guess.
Okay,
if you want to learn some Swedish history, culture history, it might be something. Like 100 years from now, we, along with all the immigrants that we have, Sweden has pretty much very open borders for people to move in, and of course it's going to shift a little bit, but depending on how the politicians. Of course, yeah. But I'm there. Big Italian wave came, Bosnian wave came, Chilean wave came, people from different African countries, people from different places in the Middle East and Russia. So we have a lot of everything. A lot of Polish people.
You're really mixed.
Yeah. So it becomes this thing, and they bring different music that they listen to, and the best thing, the different foods. You know, yes. As long as you bring the food, you're welcome, man. No, but, so that combined together, it's a socialist, light socialist type of structure in Sweden. Combined together, they pay a lot of taxes to create a lot of money for the government, for the hospitals, for the schools, for the different type of stuff to the community. Well, where Big Brother is the government, and the government has a lot of money for culture activities.
And they also spend it on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's not so corrupt, and if they get corrupted, it's pretty hard policing. But if it is on, for the moment we have a right government, blue one, but it's a little bit more capitalistic, as the blue should be. But we're in a shift right now, and I think it's going to go over to the right pretty soon and go back. Okay. So we have something called folkbildning. 100 years ago. Oh shit! I sound like a history professor.
Let's go.
Sorry guys, for being. If you're
let's
like,
go, guys. History
boring.
Session.
Yeah. So 100 years ago, they had this thing called folkbildning. Folkbildning is the situation in Sweden was a lot of farmers and people living outside of the big cities starting to get bad growth. So more and more people started move into the bigger cities. The education span was pretty big back then. So what happened was the people coming into the cities started teaching each other. Like, if you can sew, maybe I can teach you how to play the piano, or like I can teach you how to do carpentry and whatever. And they started teaching each other. The government saw this and be like, that is super good, because that takes away this expense. So we want to give you resources. So we can give you a place to be. We can give you material for teaching each other. And that is on the government from the tax money. So the government started to help that. Dancing and music was one of the things. So the government helped them with studios, with the material, with the speakers, and so they can teach each other this folk dancing or instruments, so you can learn how to play. That was 100 years ago. So imagine how many people that has interest in music and dancing just like
had the possibility to use all of
them. Right? Yeah. And then with all the schools and MTV would came the radio and MTV and all the influence from abroad and music and dance, and people, they used to love music making from other countries, moving in there. They have these musical skills to be like, what, you can help out with a piano play? I'm like, hell yeah. And they started to exchange musical, cultural, right? So you can see how development just that was 100 years ago.
That's so nice.
So
I mean, I don't know if you know how the perception for us Austrians of the northern countries is. For us, it's like really, we know you have like a high standard of living, and for us, you're like also, I don't know, like I hope I'm like, you know, of course I cannot speak for everybody, but like let's say my perception, you know, the north, also the Netherlands, whatever, you're more open-minded, you're more generally more left-oriented than we are, because we're more conservative over here, down here.
Yeah. No, I haven't noticed that.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay, no. Like I don't know, I don't think it's like that feelable in the dance in here too. Like
No.
you know, that's like our dance bubble as well, you know. So I think that like that also makes sense for me hearing that, why you guys are like that, because I think like I don't know, here in Austria, of course we have like the government helps you, gives you a little bit of money for this and that, you know, but it's not, it doesn't sound like the same like this, you know. It sounds more supportive, more like really we put the effort in it to really connect to people, because I think like here, yeah, we do have different origins, different people coming from different sides, you know, but I also have the feeling that often, depending on where you come from, you know, those people, you stay in your groups and it's not like mixed that much. Different thing in the dancing. I think in the dancing we do mix, because it's also, we try to learn from each other, we want to, you know, get all the knowledge, you know, to connect with each other. I think that's like, I always say like we dance people, we're like not normal.
It is a bubble.
You know,
Yeah,
it's a bubble. It's a bubble. But, like, I think like we're in a little slightly left, open-minded bubble, accepting everybody and everything, and wanting to learn and grow with each other, culture mixture, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's like the perfect representation for Austria, sadly. Because I don't think like, I think there's a lot of communities who don't like mix a lot, because I think like also the government, like I don't know, for example with schools, you have schools where you have more people who come from different countries, and you have schools where you only have Austrian people.
Oh,
you know, for example, you know, so I don't like my perception, but maybe where I come from, you know. So it sounds really nice that there was like a program, or however you call it, you know, to really make use of that. So it makes sense that your northern countries are more open-minded nowadays than we are.
But it also comes with a price. So when you have that much open borders, when you have those open borders also, it's only natural the people doesn't have, who's struggling in the country, are going to want to look for somebody somewhere else to live maybe. And since the borders are open, Sweden becomes one of the places that people are considering. Because when you come there and you get a Swedish citizenship,
is it easy to get? Yeah. Okay.
Then you suddenly get a lot of funding and a lot of help from the government. Everything from money to an apartment, and that is different in different cities in Sweden have different resources. But for some reason, people are being packed in Stockholm. But more and more, I think people are moving out to the smaller cities for the resources. Now, Sweden is not in a good place politically for the moment.
Okay.
I
don't know about Swedish politics right now, to be honest. So,
no. It has become to this level where the criminality has grown a lot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and the outwardship and but whatever. Just like you said, this little bubble, dance bubble. There is.
I love our bubble, but I think it's not the most representative.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I think as that bubble, if it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, more accessible, more people are gonna be like having a friend or a cousin or a sister in it, and that might spread, that mentality of being open-minded might spread, and more and acceptance people differences. And
big point.
yeah, right. So this is one of the reasons why I think Sweden is. It's on, but also I need to push. I've heard when people coming from outside in, they can sometimes feel like Swedish people, Swedish dancers are a little bit lazy.
Lazy in their way of training?
Yeah, like...
Okay.
And lazy in the... Because this is the thing. From my perspective, it could be valid or not valid because of my age and because I have the position that I have without wanting it. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like there's no fights, and there might be arguments, but we have a pretty friendly scene in Sweden. And I like it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want the level to fly up in the cost of people being in disagreement and fighting and being in a bad mood.
I have so much to say to that.
Yeah, because I rather that people have it good together, because having peace within a community is not an easy thing. And people's ego and passion can sometimes destroy that. And I'll be like, thank you for wanting to push it, but sometimes the methods of their wanting to push it causes conflict. And they'd be like, as long as the level is higher, but like, well, you're fucking it up.
But I mean, okay, you do have artists, you do have the stages, so being able to work as a professional dancer in Sweden is a possibility.
Yeah.
So those people, they do have a high level then, no? If they come that far to work with the artists, no?
Yeah, like the commercial scene, they train a lot. Okay. And we have a lot of educations as well. Like this is just at the top of my mind in Stockholm. Ballet Academy, the SKH, House of Shapes, the Ambra, Scandinavian Dance Academy. You got Åsa.
Don't you have the one that is in the forest where you train a lot of foundations?
Åsa Folkhögskola.
I heard about that. Also, I actually do some of those. Know some of those, yeah.
Yeah, Åsa, but it's only freestyle.
Okay, yeah.
There's no choreo there.
Yeah, I know that.
And that is in Åsa.
I just know it as the school that is in the forest where you just dance and don't ignore the rest of the world. That's how I get told.
Yeah, but that's what's pretty nice though. And it's a perfect example of how a community becomes what it becomes, where you're responsible for the niceness of a community, because if someone do something who's like fucked up, it's gonna spread. And people, when you go out, you're going to remember that year, but like, yeah, we had a lot of drama. Or, but no, everybody was super nice and just dancing. So it's up to you to make it nice, a nice experience. Yeah. And of course, I'm not saying, it is a balance between that. I'm not saying to be like super, like, keep it to yourself and not talk about stuff. It's always good. I think it's good to share thoughts and stuff, but the acceptance of differences could be a little better.
Yeah. What you said about the scene and the being lazy thing, it's a topic that we have been discussing as well in the podcast already. Because, for example, we had Nastya, she's from Ukraine. She moved here to Austria to be teaching here, to be working, you know. Nice. And she also said, you know, it's like two sides of the medal. Because in Ukraine, for example, she says people push themselves a lot. They're like really, really focused, but they tend to forget to have fun. Here in Austria, people are more focused on the having fun part. But they don't like push that far in a class as in Ukraine. Like the hunger is different for dance, you know? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but like here in Austria, it's like nice to have like the community, you know? So like, and another friend of mine, she told me, you can learn a lot out of trigger, out of pressure, but you can learn more out of love and peace. You know, you can grow more out of that. That was so beautiful, yeah. Shout out to you. So I think it's like, it's really interesting that you say also like your people are lazy, like I don't know, I wouldn't say that, but it's just different. The approach I think is different. It's like a cultural mindset thing,
I think,
you know, how you grow up,
and human beings are different. Not everybody are the same, not everybody learns the same, not everybody, some people learns a lot about playing, like information sticks to them much easier when they just play with it. Some others needs to be like super hyper focused and disciplined to get something with 100 tries. Some other like whip themselves if they don't nail it the first time. It's like, so you have all these characteristics, right? And which is, but I think that is a pretty personal thing. So that's true. Yeah, because finally, but you can always get inspired by, okay, I train like this. This is not working for me. Maybe I need to try another method, and then I can ask around. Like, but when people come from abroad and push their beliefs into the throat of some other human being, like, yo, you just got here. But advising is good, but coming to tell people how to do it is just not nice.
I think like for me, it's like having the awareness of different perspectives.
Yeah.
But obviously, like how I'm approaching my training or my life at the end of the day is my decision, you know?
Yeah.
But like to have like different perspectives or how you could do it is still like, you know, really valuable for yourself.
Yeah.
But so for me, it's like I'm open to hear a lot of different perspectives. But as you said, you should not say like, or put it on someone in a way that is, oh, that's the only truth. Because that does not exist. No. Especially in the dance scene, it's not a black and white. You have so much gray in between. Yeah. It's like you don't have, there's not like in the dancing, there's no wrong or right. There's so much in between. So much perspective, so much experiences.
Yeah.
So you can't put a word out there that's like, yeah, that is it. And that's it. You know, that doesn't exist.
I think that's, so I don't, personally, I don't think Swedish people are lazy. I just, because I see them dancing a lot. They're living the dancer's lifestyle. Yeah. They dance the whole day. Like some of them are just not unhappy doing it. They're not crying.
Maybe
in the
perception, maybe people perceive training harder as it needs to be hard. It doesn't. It's not allowed to be fun. Maybe that's the way of perceiving or what your definition of hard or good or like training is. Because you can have a lot of fun while training and grow a lot. Yeah, you can have a hard time while training and grow a lot. What is worth more? It depends, you know, how you want to approach it. So maybe if you see a person having fun and just taking it, you know, with ease, maybe another person that's like struggling perceives that person as lazy. That doesn't mean that one person is learning more than the other or less, you know. Exactly. Maybe it depends on the definition and how you view it. Theory, I don't know. Yeah.
Because what I've seen people do sometimes is they, how do I put this? They're having a meeting up there. The thing with, it depends on, okay, like this, it depends on what your motivation is. Not everybody wants to become this professional dancer. Some people just dance like to enrich their lives. Some other just like has.
Oh, that sounds beautiful, to enrich your life. That sounds so nice.
Yeah. Some other has this goal that wants to be a professional dancer. Some other has this goal that wants to be a cultural icon. Some other has this goal of, I just want to make new friends.
Oh, yeah.
And believe it or not, some other just had a goal that you want to get laid. That's like
that happens.
That's like the reasons for dancing is so different, and to come and accept that everybody has to work hard, because otherwise the level will be like, some people are, who cares about a level? First of all, but the other thing with being a professional dancer, it depends on what you mean with professional. Professional is when you make money, right?
That's also a talk we have had a couple of times. Depends on how you define professional.
Yeah, but it's in the dictionary, the word professional doesn't mean like
money.
Money, right?
Okay, but you can make money out of dance in a way that doesn't need to. That, you know, for example, how am I gonna say this? You can make money out of dance, also a lot of money. Doesn't mean you are a well-trained dancer.
Exactly.
For example.
Yeah.
You know.
So the professional dancer back in the days, let's go back to the 80s, you needed to have a certain kind of standard to make money, because there weren't that many fields of making money within dancing. Like the most known fields in making dancer was teaching or being a background dancer or dancing videos or doing shows. Now today in Sweden, here comes a list.
Yes, let's go.
So the dancing is the skill, but you're jumping from different businesses: the teaching business, the music business, the video business, the social media business, the the whole company, modern company, the whole applying for money, the whole creating events, dance events, the whole battles, making battles, judging, winning, all of that, choreographing. What do you know? What do you have more? Commercial
advertisements,
the
television.
whole television. You have the streaming
TikTok.
platforms, TikTok. So today you have different businesses that you jump with a dancing skill, right? You jump from here, there. There are more than ever. Back in the days, so to make money, knowing that you have all of this, and all of these businesses had different business codes, how people work within them. The theater world,
completely different to the commercial one.
So they have a different work structures and different ways of, and another thing that we learned hard way, not me, but people in my group learned a hard way. I'm more of a thinker. Try to be like, something is not working here. I missed something. It should be, and trying to seek an answer. They'll be like, they suck. But it's because our group was pretty hot in Sweden around 10 years ago. We pretty much we had some of the top commercial dancers.
What's the name of the crew? Or does it still exist?
No. Okay. Complete dance company. And within that, my older generation was Band Street Dance Company, which we toured around Europe, and that is why I've been here once before without remembering. Yeah. At what was it? Museum Quartier.
Museumskvartier.
Yeah, yes, that place. Yes. We performed there with a show with Bounce when the show was called "Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest" from the movie. Okay, so at that time we were pretty hot with Complete Dance Crew. And we were applying for money to create this other show. Well, we didn't get it. And some in our crew were like, why didn't we get it? We're like the blah, blah, blah. Look at who got it. And it started to become like that. And me and they were like, I learned that just because you're hot in one business doesn't mean that you're hot in another. Free throw world, commercial, theater, social media.
Etc.
The different codes, right?
Yeah. And you can't be good in every scene.
That would be like,
you can, but it's like, imagine how much time and years and knowledge and training and experience that takes you. Yeah. Because to have like a name in each scene, wow,
I'm not planning to die tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not. I am not. I did not know. Of course,
Let's go.
I'm just like, because I often.
It's difficult though.
Yeah, it's really difficult because like for me, what I was thinking about is that, for example, I sometimes have the feeling that if you're good in one thing, people often in the dance world expect that you're good in everything. You know? And then it's a little, I don't know, he's good in Afro, but have you seen him dance other choreography? You're like, that's not it. Because, it's like, you're good in one thing, you train other things, but that doesn't make your level in this one thing less worth it. You're valuable, well, you know what I mean. Yeah. And I think I have like experience or like get to know like people picking on each other, but it's like it doesn't make the one thing you already do like in a better way less worthy than the other, because you can't be like a genius in each one, especially if you focus on one style. You're gonna get really naturally. It's gonna be natural for your body.
I think that one of the trick is to make people perceive.
What do you mean with that? Let's go.
That you fool people, that you're good at everything.
That's a really nice point. That's a really nice point.
So
I think that's, but also like how well trained are you? Because if for example, I started Afro and dancehall a year ago. Okay, so for me it took me some time to figure out, what is the posture and whatever. How's the general body posture? So I can adapt to that right now. Knowing, okay, this step comes from this and this style, this is the body posture in this style, I would not say that I have like a, like for Joanna, shout out to the episode with Joanna, oh my god, I'm making so many shout outs today. She's like really, really, she has it like really natural in herself. I think now I'm at the point where I can fake it because I've understood the base of it, Doesn't make me the same amount of, as her, But like, I think that's especially like, if you get to a point where you're like well trained in more styles, I think you learn to adapt or to observe and to get it into your body.
Yeah.
You know,
or
just to adapt to people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I agree with you, but so that is the thought. I used to think like that a lot when I was thinking myself as a dancer. Dancer. More of a dancer, like in the broader perspective.
Yeah.
What's up with the move?
I'm gonna cut a reel with that one.
But when I started to see myself as a dancer, like dance is dance, movement is movement, and blah blah.
Yeah.
But when I started to separate and trying to deep dive in the stuff that I did like more, and learn some okay, there are cultural codes in this thing, and there's some history behind all of this, and there's a goal with it, blah blah blah. Then I fell in love with the. There was more for me to get over there than just movement, which is also like, and I don't value one more than the other, because I have friends, and I also been in a position where I'm just, you know what, throw all the politics out the door. I just want to dance, take a class, not think, and just move my body and sweat.
Yeah.
And but sometimes I also been on the other side, but like, ooh, this is super interesting. It started with that, and that happened, and that it was like. So I've been having periods where I have both, right? But I try to keep an open mind, because I know that the result of keeping an open mind has taken me further, and I've seen people get further and get into places and meet people just because they are open-minded, and I don't need to agree with everybody, but treat everybody with respect. Yeah. So
acceptance and respect. You don't need to agree.
No, exactly. Yeah. That's a Scorpio thought. No, but I get that. So
yeah.
What I think also with the whole thing of the stigma of brain fried.
We've been talking about different styles. You can be good in everything, having your perspective training, faking it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to take faking it. It doesn't mean like you still can dance it, you know. Maybe it's just not your first your focused dance style. Yeah,
probably and the why. And the why. Okay, I do this move, but why do I do this? What and if I see dance, it's just like it changes my mindset a little. I like being in that realm as well. But to tell you the truth, I'm my biggest passion nowadays is working on other people, like teaching. Yeah. Before standing on a battle, I still do it. I win sometimes, get my ass kicked sometimes, but but still I perform a lot still. Have different projects I do, but before all of that, I like teaching. So
maybe that's also, I don't know, like you said you did commercial stuff, you said you did all of that stuff, you know. What I heard from other dancers is also as well that it's like a natural way of developing maybe theory, because you start, you know, you work on yourself, you're doing them chops and all of that, you know, and at one point, you know, you did all of that, and then you're like, okay, now I want to, how do you say in English, to pass my knowledge on to the next generation, let's put it like that, and have an influence on a new generation and teach them, you know. And maybe that's what, you know, like, because you gain a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, you know. You can do it in a really mature way now. It
feels like I opened up, I learned more and more and more and more and more about myself and some other people. And I reached a point a couple of years ago that it was a pretty tough, it was a difficult theory to have, but I'm a damn. So imagine, I've been dancing since I was 6 years old. And,
wow.
Yes, and my first battle was when I was 7.
Wow. I can't keep up with that.
And then at that time it was it was breaking and locking, and So we keep and I'm 38 years old now. So, but we.
Which styles did you start with? Did you start with hip hop?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. You start with Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Okay.
and me and our friends in the neighborhood, we it was the boy band era. We tried stuff like that. You know, people were dancing in school and blah blah. But we didn't start in a dance school until later. But we had friends in elder generation that knew some breaking. Like we had a guy coming in from Skåne. He used to live in Västerås, Skåne, called Sandro Gavino Bastias. B-boy Santiago. Guess where he's from? Santiago. Yeah, from Chile also. And then we have another.
I would have guessed.
Yeah, right. And then we had Maxi Jam that also taught us. And then of course the influence of MTV, the influence of dance was a big thing. The influence of different movies, the influence of older generation that wrote graffiti, that rapped, and blah blah blah. Big brother was a graffiti artist, so he introduced me to a lot of stuff, and we just dove in. But I used to go to jams and also all of these neighborhood dance competitions, and also all of this IDO stuff was really popular. International organization for dancers, and you get a number, and then everybody's on the floor at the same time.
You mean like in castings?
No, kind of.
No.
It's like
it gives me the casting picture where you have like your number.
Have you ever seen ballroom competitions?
Oh yeah. They have it right. Yeah. Okay,
so imagine everybody at the floor at the same time, and then you get to the next round. So that was one form. But what does this do to a kid? He competes all the time. You become really competitive, but you also learn how to lose, and you learn how to win. So
it's such a contradiction.
Yeah. Because those things makes it undramatize it. I don't understand. It takes away the drama from it.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of life and death anymore. It's just another Tuesday. So you learn how to win, you learn how to lose a lot, and it becomes next competition. But it finally.
But you had all of those competitions back then.
And just
like in Austria, we would not have like that much. You know, there's like one competition season that's spring. Yeah. But like we don't have to the whole year.
Do you know what that can do to people? That can make people really sad. Because maybe you train for a whole year and you be like, we're gonna win, and now it comes, and now it's the only chance, and then you're dead. But
I've been there.
Yeah.
I trained 4 months for 2 minutes on stage, and then I ended up, I don't know, somewhere. It was totally fine, you know, like I don't know. And you know the contradiction of the one, like just for example, at one competition I got like third least or something like that from, I don't know, 8-9 people. And the next competition I went to, I got first place. And I was like, there was 1 week in between. I was like, what the fuck, you know? Yeah. So I was like, I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what I did good. I have no idea.
Yeah, but what happens on the floor happens on the floor, right?
Yeah.
And it might have been different judges, or it might have been
completely.
The judges might have felt different from themselves.
Different system of putting your points as well.
Yeah.
Different area, different people, different competition. Yeah. Whatever. I don't know.
What I like about competition, I did some martial arts back in the days, and what I like with dancing, it's you do it a lot. And some people works hard in different ways, like we talked about, right? Yeah. And it gives you a motivation to get up and want to do it. And it's exciting with competition. If you have a good mindset of competing, then it might be it might help you grow a lot. Battles and competition is actually a pretty good teacher. When I'm standing in a battle in front of somebody, even if I win or lose, I make my own judgment before the judges has like pointed and be like,
of yourself or of the other person?
In my mind.
Of yourself?
Of myself and the whole battle. Try to figure out, did I win this? Because that's how the battles were back in the days. You just went up to somebody and
did you have video material of it, or was it just like, how did I feel doing it? Or did you like watch the video? Because I think that's also like, you know.
Yeah, that's a different perspective. That's a good thing. But also remember that video is 2D and takes away energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
completely, yeah.
So that's a third perspective. Like sometimes you can see a battle and people be in the comments be like, "Hey, how can this win?" and blah blah blah. And I'll be like, "Easy, you weren't there. You need to be there to feel the energy in the room, to see different details." And like, it's hard to judge from a video.
That is so fucking true.
Yeah. So, but whatever.
I think the magic that somebody can bring to a stage, a dance floor, a battleground, whatever, you can't really capture this in the video, because I was watching people being like, "Oh my god, damn," and I watched the video and I was like, of course the video was amazing, but I was like, the video isn't even close to how it was in person.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean that it is totally out of information, because some things will be like, "Oh, that was nice, I'm gonna try to keep it," right? But I'm judging myself at the other one before, and I was like, "Oh, I need to practice more on this thing. That was really tight." And so I go home and do it. And then I practice more on that, and I come back and try to do other stuff. But what happens on the floor happens on the floor, and you're not battling the other person's vocab. You're battling in those 2 rounds with these competition right now that we have in this form. Because before on the club battles or a cypher battle, it's different. You can go 20 rounds. You can warm up in a battle. It's those battles are totally different. So that being a kid, when you have competitions and battles all the time, you also get experience within the on stage, in the spotlight. And that thing is, I think it's difficult to train without putting yourself in that position all the time.
Yeah. I also always get told to of friends of mine, because okay, I'm just gonna tell you guys, because I've never done a battle before, never ever, so
would you like to?
I think I would be like curious to try, not because I don't know if I'm gonna be like, I have no idea, who knows what's happened, but like my focus right now is not on that scene, so I don't think I'm gonna be like a battle dancer, but like to try it, just to get out of my comfort zone, I would actually love to.
Yeah, it's
but
safe.
what the thing is, friends of mine, they're like, "Oh, to learn to battle you just need to do it." I'm like, "No, let me try my freestyle before, like let me try my freestyle more, because I really want to feel comfortable,
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, you're never gonna feel comfortable, because you just like if you want to battle, the best way to just learn it is you need to do it, so
one can be the best dancer in the world, if it is such a thing, and enter a battle without experience and shit their pants. Like it's because it's a new thing, a new situation, and also you never know who you're battling. There's some things you can't control. You can't control the DJ's music.
Yeah.
You cannot control the crowd reaction. You can't control the judge's decision, and you can't control who you're battling. Unless you're inviting everybody, but you have to.
I want to battle you.
Yeah. But that percentage that you can't control, you can't control your dancing and how you present yourself. But that percentage that you can't control, that is why I think battles are exciting. The more prepared you are as a mind state and shape and you have your concepts in your head, and you're open-minded, and you're there and present, the more prepared you are in those things, the more comfortable you're gonna, I think, more comfortable I feel. And with that, it's gonna be excited about, what if this happens? I don't know. It's a question mark.
Yeah.
It's not an exclamation mark. So that is why I do it. I think it's exciting.
That's really nice.
Anyway.
I don't know, like out of my experience, if I'm freestyling with friends or like in a group or like in a class, whatever, or in a cypher, sometimes I'm like, okay, just stick to those 2 steps and just play with them, Then I'm in the cypher, end up doing something completely else.
Blackout.
That's
why we practice on.
Exactly. It's just like, I don't know, I do something, but I'm like, I don't do that what I actually planned on doing. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna like be standing in a battle, like just imagine like a cute battle, like with my friends or whatever, like like a cute small one. I'm like, I know, like especially when music's kind of gonna come on, I'm gonna do something. It's completely, I don't know what. Probably, I think it's gonna be after, so I'm gonna be ending up, I don't know, contemporarying on the floor. Whatever.
If it is an all-star battle, why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
So the thing is this: there are different within. If you battle a lot, you're gonna recognize there are ways to play this game. There are.
There's a lot of strategy as well. If you like, right?
Yeah, I have mine, and I'm lucky that I figure them out before a lot of other people's. Because remember this, I didn't only battle in dance, I battled in rap and beat making as well. And there are concepts there that people didn't use in my dancing at that time.
But that's such a multidisciplinary artist thing to do, to like
combine all of that. That's the tricky part. So now the show that I do, it's a mixture of piano playing with rap, with dance, with beat making. I show some videos and I get the crowd to beatbox with me a little bit. It's interactive like that.
So, okay guys, we're back. We just had to say goodbye to Jamal at this point. So we're just going to jump in again on the conversation, but we don't know where we left off. So
I think we were talking about battles.
Battles, okay. So you do know where to get back to it?
Kind of like a summing of it. For me, in experience, battle has been a really good teacher. If you do it with a cool mindset, it might give you a lot, and it helps you get into a community where we find a lot of passionate, talented people. Now I'm talking about battle in general, but this is the confusing thing for me. The competition. This is a personal thing, and I might get clashback from this, but I'm still. There's somewhere in the back of my mind that doesn't think that these competitions are battles 100%. Because when we started battling, it was something. It was more feelings into it, and it was more. You get more chances. You can battle a lot of more rounds. It was everything I know versus everything you know in a cipher with dope ass music with people that you respect around, and be like, and you're pushing yourself because you don't want to look bad for the people. Like I relate the word battle to that, and the rap battles when you have the mic in front of everybody in the stage. Everybody's waiting for you to fuck up or a good punchline. Sorry, can I say that?
Yeah, no, of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course. Of course you can. Yes.
And everybody's waiting for you to like mess up and you're trying to get at each other and say the most grotesque shit ever you said like towards each other in rhyme form and technical aspect and stuff. So when it becomes so much, and that was also why I thought it was so cool to be a battle rapper. Because now I'm in the game, right? I felt so dope. I'm like, all right. But these competitions, there's a lot of people that competes in the competition that hasn't necessarily been dancing that long, or comes with a different mindset. And we're in different times where these competition in battle form is like 60-second pre-selection. I mean, like, what the hell is that? In the beginning when it came, I was really skeptical about. No, I was not skeptical about, because I am pretty open-minded. We're like, oh, this seems like fun. Let's jump in and see what happens. And the whole number thing, but
that's where we were left off, I think.
Yeah. Ideal competitions, and I liked that. Some of my friends in the battle scene didn't like those competitions, and some in this battle scene thought that those competitions were too they seem too hardcore. And there's this side of me who's like, but that is what makes it fun to really get into the war. But I guess when I sound, I hear myself how I sound, but like, oh, there's a fight over there, let's go. Oh, there's a battle over there, let's go. There's a who wants it? I'm like, being that person can be scary for some people who's not comfortable in those situations, right? And then me with my teacher hat on, seeing different personalities and different people needs like different type of training and different encouragement. I can be like, okay, some people's maybe some folks are gonna have it easy over this, and some others gonna struggle, and some might not even do it because they're too afraid. And I feel super uncomfortable when my students started crying, so I'm trying to dodge that as much as possible. Like, why is she crying?
Side eye. Why are you crying?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Can you like stop doing that? No. Yes. But I try to encourage as much as I can, but I'm not good at encourage. That is something I have to step up.
Okay, so no crying in your classes.
Don't make me uncomfortable. Okay. No.
Rather you just stare at him and don't laugh.
Yeah,
I did it. That's better than crying.
Yeah, because I feel like this when somebody's crying, be like, oh, be running in circles. Be like, oh, can I help you with something? I'm like, what can I do for you? No, even hide about. Oh shit, sorry. No, but like, panic.
No.
So, but that is the difference between wanting people, pushing people into battles, but then comes the next step. Not everything in dancing is fun. Some things might get fun after you learn something, and something.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, currently I'm waiting for the moment that house is getting fun for me because I'm so overwhelmed in house. Because it's a new style, you know? And I remember, like, but at the beginning when I started Afro, I was like, oh my god, this feels so wrong in my body. And now it's like the greatest fun training house Afro for me. But so I totally get it. Like, in the beginning. But I think it's also the feeling of feeling uncomfortable. But at this point, I also got really addicted to the feeling of feeling uncomfortable. Because, you know, if you feel uncomfortable, that means you're growing and you're learning and you have new stuff, you know. So I get really addicted to being like, okay, let's get uncomfortable, you know. Like, but still it makes me nervous, but I'm here. And that is also like, you know, the same thing. I was like, I told you I was nervous, but I was like, okay, I'm so ready for that knowledge. But it's like the same. I was like, you know what I mean? So,
but you seem to me like a pretty secure person.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
of course, everybody has their thing there where they might not feel so strong or something, but you feel like one who can handle it.
I do think I can handle it.
Yeah.
I do think I had like, because I think I came to the point where I'm really okay with looking shitty. Also, if you keep telling me I didn't look shitty yesterday, it's, you know? However, but I think like for me, I came to the point where I'm like, okay, it might look shitty yet, but like it's gonna be amazing in the future maybe, you know? But of course there are styles where I do feel like, okay, I can put my whole energy into it and I feel really confident in it. And in other styles I'm like, we're gonna fake it till we make it, you know?
Yeah.
But like I think it's not mainly because I feel so secure in the styles per se, more about because I feel secure in my mindset and how I approach it.
Yeah.
I think that's more how I would put it for myself.
Because I think good and bad can only be good and bad if you have something to compare it to, right? So, for example, I'm not good if you compare me to the winners of Summer Dance Forever or Just a Boo. Although I've been them in competing, and I got to the quarters, I think, 2008 when I was young and fresh. But I'm a black belt master if you compare me to the drunk people at fucking Summerburst.
Do you know Loco in Vienna? Did you hear the people at the party talking about Loco?
No.
No, okay, never mind. Like, that would be a perfect example for mentioning Loco.
Yeah. The Loco.
It's a bar in Vienna where it's really cheap alcohol. You just go there to get drunk cheap.
Yeah.
And it's like you always meet the most interesting people and you always have the most interesting situations. You just go there to have like a random weird, you know, the best stories when a person starts a story to you with, you know, last weekend I wasn't Loco and you already know that story is gonna be so what the fuck happened. It's one of those places, you know.
Yeah. You just go there and get shit faced. It's wonderful. A place like that should exist everywhere. No, not because I drink though. But
comparison. That's this point where we.
Yeah. So comparison, it's always related to what you compare yourself to. So if you're going to go in freestyle and comparing yourself to somebody who's done it for like 5,000 years is well, might get. But if you compare yourself to, I don't know, to others.
Who do you compare yourself to?
Nobody. No, I have a different mindset.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
the mindset isn't too different actually. So depending on if I'm performing a certain piece, I can try to compare my act with another act in feeling expression grade, or in grade of an entertainment value, or in like, is this as entertainment for me as this other piece? That would be talent. Like Austria's Got Talent, America's Got Talent. Yeah,
we don't have Austria's Got Talent.
You don't?
We don't.
Lisa,
like I told you, we don't have like
to start one.
Okay, guys. This podcast. I mean, you know, we had a show back then when I was like younger. It was called Die große Chance, the big chance.
Oh.
But the thing is, it's not existing anymore. We have a ballroom competition show. That's the only thing in TV we have. We don't have. That's like Dancing with Stars, but we don't have we have one of those. But that's like the only thing we have. We don't really have like a talent competition here, or
no.
We don't have that.
Don't you want to have one?
Of course, that would be nice. It was really nice back then. I remember when I was little, I was like, oh my god, if I'm older, I'm also gonna be there. You know, never got there because it's gone. However, I don't know if that would still be my focus. However, we don't have that. Like in the Czech Republic and Slovakia, I think Slovakia, Czech Republic, they have one together, whatever. Like next to the border, you have one, for example.
Okay.
But like here in Austria, it's Austria. We don't have that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should start one. You have the people. You need the crew and the TV channel.
So if somebody from ORF is listening to this one right now, please hit me up.
ORF.
That's a national TV
Austria
thing.
Got Talent. And then the right stuff, there's just details. But I think they will love having it. Mm-hmm. And I think Austria has a lot of talent.
I think a lot of Austrians are going to be really happy to hear that.
Yeah. I met some this week.
I think we have a lot of potential in our scene. I just think it needs to develop differently because our scene is built up differently. Because our scene is not building up on artists and big stages. Our scene is building up differently. But that also brings different opportunities in different ways how we can approach it. So yeah,
that's dope.
But how would you? Because I had that conversation as well. Would you say that talent exists? What is talent? Do you say there's talent? Or is it just training?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're getting into this now. Okay.
Sorry, you want to finish your topic? Because I think I cut you off like with the topic before, right? Oh, was it
pretty cool, yeah.
Okay.
If talent means like, do we mean biological potential? So the stuff you learn versus stuff that you learn through life. Mm-hmm.
You mean like being a Scorpio?
This one. I can relate so much to it.
Yes.
You're a Scorpio. Sounds so weird. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, please. Go back to it.
I think it comes to like biological förutsättning. How do you say förutsättning in English? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
biological
circumstances.
No, biological
anatomy?
gifts. No, but
genes.
Well, let's call them things.
Biological things.
Attributes.
Okay. Attributes.
But yeah, I think versus what you learn in life, right? Society. Mm-hmm. For example, I have a friend, Timothy, from Uganda. Mm-hmm. He has some physical attributes to do jumps to the moon and back. Mm-hmm. And but I've always been able to jump high. But did you jump a lot when you were a kid? No, not really. But he's like a muscle. Mm-hmm. And he's just, and other friends from some West African countries who just haven't done a single push-up in entire life. It looks like this. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, I hate you. But we're all witnessed physical attributes. Mm-hmm. But I want to lean more to the other side of labbing and training and working and stuff. And if you're talking about dancing and results of Korea laddering it. From what I've witnessed around me, it's mostly the guys who just keep on pushing that gets further. Anyways, and as soon as it comes, right? Because as soon as it comes an obstacle for the talented ones, they'll be like, "Ugh, I don't like bad things."
Everything comes easily to me. Mm-hmm.
What?
Like if you're like, I don't know, like if you're like thinking, okay, you know, if you have the talent and you experience your whole life that it comes easily to you.
Yeah.
Of course, if you then face an obstacle,
Yeah.
it's like you also say that people who only wrote A's in school have it harder later in life because they don't know how to deal with. That's like a thing I heard, you know.
Yeah.
I was not that person in school. I was like a B/C person. However. Or sometimes I had A's. However, I was not that person that was writing this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have it easy later in life. I don't know, but you know, it's also the thing you say. So maybe I don't know. That correlates a little to that as well.
Yeah, and I think also that not having okay, this is where it comes a little bit more and more complicated, right? So let's say, because some people likes to compare the talented one versus the hard worker. Some people. I think you get like a Khabib or I don't know, like a Lilu or Nagin, B-Boy Nagin, or a Salah or a Niago, or Alvaro, or like when you have both. When you know you have some biological attributes and you use them together with your hard work, you get like the exceptional like people. But the hard work is the consistency. Hard work, what is that really? But consistency often takes you further because people with not as much consistency quits. So let us say that all of you are climbing at the same time. This gonna quit, this gonna quit, this gonna quit, this gonna quit, this gonna quit. And then comes a new generation, this gonna quit, this is further like...
That's a good perspective, yeah.
People are quitting a lot. but maybe because you find something else that you want to do. Or like find
maybe you find a better way for you. That's like also totally legitimate, you know? Like if another thing makes you happy. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like me, motherfucker. But the thing is that I'm still doing what I was doing as a 6-year-old. Yeah. I mean, that says something about you. Yeah. Or it just said I had difficulties to learn other shit and I feel safe in this space.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, for example, I actually started with, I went to ballet when I was 3, but I was singing in choirs for a year. You know, actually I was singing.
You look like a singer.
I do.
But like...
Yeah, if you hear me, you will recognize them. However, you know, so actually I was kind of like, sometimes I of course still sing for, you know, like it's not beautiful, but like, you know, I'm still having fun with it. But I also found out, dancing comes easier to me than singing. People react better on my dancing than on my singing, you know. Yeah. So guess I'm also a quitter in singing if you take it like that. You know.
Yeah, but we find different things. But do you like singing?
I really love it. I still love it. I also know I'm not that good in it, but like I still love to do it.
That's the conception of good and bad again.
No, of course, you know, like, but I know I'm no Ariana Grande.
Me neither.
I love to sing. If you go on karaoke dates with me, I'm happy. Yeah, exactly. You know, I love it. So I'm happy to do that. Yeah. You know, so
art itself.
Yeah.
It has I think it has a different time and different place, right? You can be a god of singing somewhere else. I feel like if you go to a...
Maybe. Also, I don't know. Maybe you can also take like that because, you know, I started with also like playing the piano, you know? So, and singing, and like I had the musical side. I still have it, but that's the side I more keep to myself and do for myself. And dancing is the thing I approach more, you know, focused. Doesn't mean I don't love the other ones, but just like, you know, dancing is the one that I chose for, I don't know, a more serious, I don't want to say serious, but a more serious path. Yeah. And the other ones are more hobbies to me.
Yeah,
you know?
Nice.
So I don't know, but like I had like the Justin Timberlake dancer mentioned before, Maya. I asked her that in the beginning as well, because I think like talent, that's like such a thing, because what I recognize about myself, if somebody tells me, oh, you're lucky, you're talented, I get so offended, because I'm like, do you know how much I cry and how much of hours I spent sweating and dying in training? You know, that's why I'm like, don't you dare to call me lucky.
Never call me.
Don't like I don't know. Because and then we came up to the conclusion in our talk that you have potential. For example, if you have like the feeling of rhythm, you will have it easier with dancing than if you need to learn the rhythm first. So also, like you said with the quitting, maybe it's not only, you know, if it comes easily to you, also how's your character? Are you the one that is like persistent in it? Are you dedicated? Are you willing to push further when something is hard? So that's also like a character thing, you know? So, you know, maybe you have the potential in a character, like maybe you really have a lot of potential in dancing, but like if your character is not ready to push further, if you're not dedicated, then all the talent you would have is never going to blow up.
No, and it's a lot of searching in this, trying to find stuff about yourself that you could attribute to your dance, right? Because even if you have the talent, you might not have the intelligence or the eyes to see what you have. It's to be like, you're just like, hey.
That's true.
And so it takes a lot of searching. Like, okay, this thing I liked, it was look pretty cool, and maybe I keep it. And
you also have the other side of people who really, really are out there, like, you know, thinking really high of themselves, but actually they, you know, they don't have. Do you have both sides?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, you have.
I like everybody. No.
But you know, like some are like really, really humble. But humble is also another thing. You can be really like aware of your skills and whatever, and be humble. But you have like, you know, there's a spectrum that goes like with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
How you see yourself, how others perceive you, that's such a different thing.
And also, what are you trying to get from people? What is it helpful to let everybody know that you think you are dope at this thing? Is it like, why do we do that? Well, sometimes,
ego?
Yeah, it could be ego. Sometimes it could be a strategic move.
Sometimes it's insecurity because you need to get the confirmation.
Yeah, fishing for compliments.
Yeah, because sometimes, I don't know, people are like, you know, they're dancing good, but they're not convinced of it by themselves, so they need to verbalize it. For example, I experienced it. Then I experienced people who like really, really are so skilled in a lot of styles and really well trained, who never mention their successes or never mention, you know, what they did, because I have the feeling they also don't need to, because they feel so secure in their character they don't need to, you know. Yeah. But that's such a spectrum. Like that's my experience with like two people, you know, just two sides, but there's so many sides to it.
In my town, when I was growing up, it was really ugly to brag. So nobody talked about themselves, pretty much.
Okay.
Then I moved to Stockholm. And I have a theory why.
Okay.
Because in Västerås, people were more interested in learning moves than climb a ladder of career. So they went to a dance school to learn how to dance, and because they want to learn new cool shit, not to become the star or something. The thing in Stockholm, it's hard to think like that when you have like one of Sweden's biggest stars rehearsing in the place right next to you, and you see the dancers right behind. So from a kid's age, you grew up seeing all these stars. But like one day I want to be there. So your training motivation starts more. So sometimes it starts more and more lean towards more getting there. To getting in a certain position, wearing certain clothes, having a certain character, get a certain status.
A certain lifestyle.
Yeah, right. So since I'm from Västerås and stuff, I had to learn how to promote myself and talk about myself once I got to Stockholm for the case of getting more jobs. And then the art of doing that without sounding like a douchebag.
That is such a good point. Like your Instagram is your CV, you know, like what you put out there, how you promote yourself. You're not only an artist, you're your media manager, your promoter. You have like responsibility. Okay, guys. Okay, please continue.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Get that one.
you watch all these artists from a young age on, having the picture where you want to be with the lifestyle you want to have.
Oh yeah, the bragging.
Yes, the bragging. Yes.
The bragging.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to try to promote yourself without being a douche. Stockholm had to teach me how to take the spotlight a little more and talk and present what I do. Mm-hmm. But then I got to LA and their level, like walk and talk and business cards. Mm-hmm. When I was there in some areas. Mm-hmm. But I guess you need to do that if you want to really reach or really survive, because it is a capitalistic country, and we in Sweden have a lot of safety nets, so we don't need to do walking around, but like, I am what I'm doing, like all of that. I'm
also think like if the scene is like LA has a fucking big scene with a lot of competition. Yeah. For example, here in Austria, it's a lot of, the word of mouth contacts. Because we don't have agencies here, for example. In LA, they do have that. And I think like the more competition you have, the more you need to put yourself out there, because like in a small scene, like in Austria here, you soon reach a level where you know everybody. Because it's like a small village, So that makes sense.
And I guess that if I go there, I need to kind of accept that, right? It's there. I'm a guest over there.
Exactly.
So, but it was hard. It was difficult to adapt to and start doing. I don't like putting myself in that position. But hey, yo, check out me, my moves. I've done this and done that. Whoa. I do it sometimes for educational purposes, because what I say might help somebody. Yeah. But that's my motivation of speaking. Mm-hmm. That's my motivation for this podcast.
How about that? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, I totally get what you mean. I think it really depends on the way how you do it, and how.
Do I seem braggy to you?
No, not at all.
Oh, great.
No, not at all. You seem really down to earth and like really, not like in the.
By the way.
Not like in the way that I would say it's negative, but you seem really. You don't take it too serious in the way of, I know you take your art and yourself serious, but you have like the part of it, hey, I'm here doing my thing, having fun. You don't have a pressuring attitude, energy, You feel, nice. You seem really in your zen, Hey. Yes.
No, yeah. Thank you.
So that's how you seem to me, kind of. Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. That's very kind of you.
I could like talk hours with you, to be honest, but I think we're gonna wrap it up. We have 1:40, so I think we're fine for today. You can come visit us in Vienna whenever you want to, that. So definitely. A lot of people now. You have a lot of couches to sleep on, so you can always come visit us.
Definitely, I'm so down. And we talk to Teeny.
Yes.
Are you taking a workshop then?
If you're coming back?
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to take the workshop. Next time I'm going to know what it's about. Next time I'm going to laugh next time. Next time I'm going to smile at you.
You did. But the thing is that, like different workshops is different purposes. So it might not be the same one.
I might be as lost as in the last one.
No, you were good.
I'm joking around. Thank you.
But do you have that pressure?
Pressure?
Yeah.
What pressure? Of being good?
Yeah.
I think...
I mean, hunger is good when it's 20, right?
I'm really hungry. So, yes, I am hungry. I just do think, for me, I'm a person... I do love where I'm right now.
Yeah, nice.
But at the same time, I know I want, and I can go for more. So, what happens to me is, when we talk about the comparison, yes, like, compared to 3 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be in this place I'm now. But now, what happens? Now I'm already having different people I compare myself to. So I'm not quite, like sometimes I take a moment to appreciate where you're at, But it's just like I don't feel pressure from the outside, from whatever. I don't put negative pressure on myself. It's just I want to go.
But what do you want with your dancing?
I think I'm going to tell you that after this podcast. Otherwise, you're going to be...
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you people, You know, I'm gonna tell it to you in person afterwards if you want to. But I think we're gonna wrap it up for now. Off rec the personal stuff. No, but yeah.
Thank you for having me, Lisa.
Thank you so much. There's one more thing. What would you like? Let me phrase the last question. What is the last thing you want to give away to our community, to our listeners? To I don't know. What's just the last thing you want to say to wrap this up? Alter Schwede.
Don't. Alter Schwede. Verstopfen. No, it's all the words I know. No, like.
You missed the Apfelstrudel.
Okay, I can say this. I hope that you keep on taking care of each other and creating stuff together, like a whole scene and different movements and cultures, so I can come back and enjoy your scene.
That's amazing. I love that. And we love to have you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so to wrap this up, because I've already kind of made this a thing, what's the most random emoji you use?
I use the disco dancer. You know the...
Okay, go. Okay, guys. So the best way to support us, hit the subscribe button. You know it already. You can give us a 5-star recommendation wherever you listen to this, on YouTube, on Spotify. I don't know what the fuck you're listening to this. However, the best way to support us is to hit the subscribe button. Our profiles are linked down below. You can check him out on Instagram. We're gonna have you linked everywhere, of course, like always. Yeah, and if you guys have listened to the whole episode, if you were so hungry to listen to the 130, shout out to you guys. You go to the covered post on Instagram or to the YouTube comments or wherever you can comment something, and I want to see you put that emoji. Yeah? Okay. I want to see how many people listen to the whole thingy. Okay.
Smart.
Okay, guys. So that's everything from my side. Thank you so much for making space for us. He's leaving like in a few hours.
Oh, yeah.
You need to go to the airport, so we squeezed that in perfectly. I'm so happy you were open to do this with me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, Lisa.
And yeah, so we're gonna see each other in 2 weeks again with a new episode. Bye, guys.